everyone. So I was just called to do a quick energy check-in. So this is going to be a pick a card reading for how do they feel, like an energy check-in. I'm just going to get a couple of cards. There are 3 piles to choose from. I'm also going to add because I like to empower, and I find this sort of reading can be a little addictive and keep people trapped. And I do believe the best way to predict the future is to create the future. The future is coming to us. So, you know, we don't need to always question why and what is going to happen. We should enjoy the present moment and know that the future is coming and that these answers are coming to us. However, it can be useful to have a quick check-in and see how people are feeling. And I was called to do it this morning, but I'm going to add a kind of spell element for each pile, just a very quick incantation or action for each pile, so that you can do something depending on which pile you pick that will kind of draw this communication from your person or just sort of settle you in some way. So we'll see what happens. I don't ever know these things myself. So let me tell you the choices. Actually, before I do that, I want to connect in to my guides, to spirit, to my gatekeeper, so that I can deliver the messages clearly today for everyone that needs them, creating temporary energetic cords between myself and the viewers of this video, past, present, future, all times, across all time and space, anyone who can encounter this video, so that I can deliver the message that they need, a timeless message whenever they find it, that will resonate for them. And we're going to group people into 3 distinct piles, please, to get the energy for them that is current. And we're going to sever the energetic cords at the end of this reading. So guides, please help me to connect into those energies, give people the intuition they need as well, and let's create a healing space for the duration of this reading, and leaving my energy intact and all cords severed and filled with energetic love and light at the close of the reading. Okay. So these are the choices of piles. So this is going to be pile 1. So that's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Pause the video if you need time to think about which pile you could be attracted for any reason, but 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm just going to clear everything away a little bit. So that I can have some space. Okay. Okay, so pile 1. You were attracted to this pile. So it could have been for the candle, it could have been for the card, it could have been which crystal? Okay, for this crystal. And it makes sense what I'm about to say. I anointed your candle with juniper berry oil. I actually anointed all the candles with juniper berry oil. This is because I want to create a kind of cleansing, purifying space where we're eliminating any kind of negative or false information, because you're asking how someone feels, so you want honest and open communication. Juniper berry oil was mentioned a lot of times in the Old Testament as being a means of burning someone who had a false tongue with juniper logs. So it's about this idea of getting rid of falsity and creating kind of openness and truth. Juniper berry oil is also very good for the skin and for feminine gynecology, and it's very grounding. So any of these things may ring true for you or may be relevant to you. I'm just called to tell you this. You've also picked this green quartz. I think this is jade. Or is it just a green quartz? I can't remember, but either way, it's for the chakra of kind of heart space. For me, green is all to do with heart space. It's also a kind of communication, I feel, because jade is very good for sort of friendship, communication, protective, creating a kind of protective space. So yeah, I feel like maybe you're not in communication with your person, or you know, for whatever reason, you want to know how they're feeling. Now, this candle that you've picked is all about secret desires. So there could be some element of secrecy here. There could be some element of someone keeping a secret from themselves, like not being honest with themselves about how they feel. And maybe this is this idea of this deceit with this juniper oil. Or it could be that you guys are having some kind of secret relationship. For some reason, it can't be out in the open. It could be that there are other people involved. Who knows? It's going to be different for everyone. This is a general reading. But your incantation, and I'm not going to put them in the description box below because I want it to be that people get the incantation for the pile they've picked rather than just looking at the bottom and getting them all, because that's kind of not responsible, if that makes sense. Obviously, if people want to watch all the piles, that's up to them, but they're specific, so I'm not just going to put them all at the bottom. So you might want to write this down, go back, you know, pause it now, get a piece of paper, or come back and write it down. But this is your incantation. May the secret desires of my body be all powerful in giving me attraction, strength, and health. May the beauty of my divinely created body have compelling influence over my loved one. May my body be sweet in the desires of all who touch me. So maybe there is something here with some kind of like skin or kind of infection going on, or like maybe there's something with your menstrual cycle, or there could just be something going on with you guys where it's like you need to take care of your body, you need to nurture yourselves as well, and that will make you feel good. But that's just a nice little incantation you can use either way. So I'm going to move the candle away now. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to use this deck, but I'm also going to use another deck because I always like to use two decks. So let's see. Pile one. How do they feel about them? I'm only taking cards that flip right out. Okay. Nice. Just going to get one more. This is a very quick check-in. How do they feel? That is not actually in the reverse. My cards were in the reverse. Okay. So I'm going to turn this around so you can see the cards. Right, so what they feel currently is that things are a bit of a struggle with you guys. It could be that this has been something's been going on for a long time. It could be that it's a kind of long-term relationship. It could just be that you've been in a cycle for a long time, but there's something about this that is tiring for them. It feels like a struggle. It feels like a never-ending battle in some ways. It's like, and it doesn't have to be in terms of it being aggressive. It's just this feeling of feeling a bit exhausted by it. And feeling like they're tired, but they don't want to give up. That's the message that you might need to hear. They don't want to give up. They won't give up, but you need to be wary of the fact that your cycle may continue as it is if you are in a cycle with someone, because although this person isn't giving up, it's not necessarily going to get easier. It is a kind of battle, and they could be feeling defensive as well, a need to defend. And it could be that they're always kind of hiding their emotions, because the King of Cups is a very emotional king, masculine energy, not gender specific, water energy. So Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is someone who is kind of closed in their emotions, but they feel more than they let on. And this can be the father figure, or just this kind of tender, mature male energy, but not gender specific. What you need to know is that there is love here, and there is probably more going on underneath the surface than you know about. But for whatever reason, this person is feeling a bit burnt out and tired of life, and like they're fighting an uphill battle. This need not necessarily be to do with you either. This could be just in their own life. You're going to have to take what resonates. It's a quick reading. But there is some kind of enlightenment coming. There is some kind of call to judgment. There is some kind of need for them to really think about what it is that is important for them. They could be having an awakening. They could be having spiritual downloads. They could be assessing their life and seeing what is working. They could, and this is only for a small amount of you, so only take it if it resonates. Your intuition is best, but there could be a want and a desire for them to have a new beginning, in terms of maybe this is emotionally draining and exhausting for them, this connection, and they want a new start. But I do see that there's a lot of love here, so it's probably that they want, for most people listening, they want a new beginning with you, one where it's not such a struggle, one where things are a bit easier, and one where they don't feel like there's this constant kind of need to defend themselves. They could have been badly hurt in the past. You've got cards of kind of defensiveness, but kind of a lot of love, but not wanting to necessarily show that. So there could be some past things that they want to let go of to have this new beginning. But that's as much as I'm going to get into detail about today. Do the incantation if you feel like this resonates and that this could be helpful to shift the energies in this connection. Obviously, you want to be with someone who kind of tells you how they feel, or how you know how they feel. It's not always healthy to wonder how someone feels. It's not necessarily a great sign, but obviously sometimes it is totally understandable and necessary to kind of ask those questions. And to find the answers, try to find the answers, in an external means. But I do feel like empower yourself, think about your body, think about grounding yourself and nurturing yourself. And maybe that will shift this. But whatever it is that is making this person tired, try to also shift that dynamic if you can, or take some of the responsibilities, because they are feeling burdened. So that could be a useful thing for you to know, so that you can be there for them. So I'm going to close down the energies now for pile 1. Thank you very much. You can always get me for a reading for much deeper insights into love stuff. I specialise in kind of love and healing connections. So do get in touch if it resonates. Okay, thank you. Okay, pile 2, welcome. So you were kind of attracted to this, either this card, this crystal, this candle. This is a citrine crystal. It's very cleansing, very calming. It's obviously yellow, so, the lowest chakras. This could be about grounding yourself and finding your power and your energy. This candle is for opening up pathways. Oops. I'm going to do a little spell. I wonder what cards just came out then, because I always think it's important. Justice, the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Wands. If you're waiting for communication from someone, I feel like your communication's coming before we even start the reading, okay? This is about opening pathways. So if there is a kind of block in your communication, this is going to be really good for opening up the pathway. I put juniper berry oil on all the candles. This is very good for discovering the truth and getting rid of any kind of false communication and having truthful, honest and open communication. In the Old Testament, it was linked to people were sort of burnt with juniper logs for being deceitful. So it's about opening up truthful kind of pathways, eliminating false or negative stuff. It's also really good for the skin and for female kind of gynecological issues, juniper berry oil, and it's grounding. And this is all about grounding, I think, for pile 2 and for opening up pathways. So I'm going to do the incantation for you. I'm not going to write these below because I want to make sure each pile gets the right incantation, and that I'm not just like writing something that all of, anyone can see and use, because it's a little bit irresponsible. Obviously, if you want to watch more than one pile to get the kind of spell workings, that's fine, but it will be kind of specific messages for each pile, so I would go with one or the other, and I'm just going to put the workings into this actual audio. So pause the video and get a piece of paper and a pen if you want to write it down, or, you know, watch it and then come back and write it down. I'm just playing with this feather, and for me, feathers are signs and symbols, and this feather was, it's so strange. I was somewhere where, I'm getting distracted, but I do feel like it's worth telling the story. So I found a feather very much like this when I needed a kind of sign of hope. This was years and years ago. And then I told the person I was with at the time about it, and they thought it was kind of ridiculous. But then we were on holiday in Greece like a year later, and we found exactly the same feather together, and he was like, oh, maybe there's something in this. And we were trying to kind of get back together at that point, and we thought it was all very hopeless, but this was almost like a good omen. I mean, that relationship didn't last, but it was a nice holiday. And the feather did seem like a nice omen that happened. So, and what's weird is this is not the type of feather from any kind of bird in Greece. It was all more likely like a tourist had it and it fell off one of their like items of clothing or something. It's very strange. But I think that's about believing in signs. That's what, when I was in, it wasn't, for me, when we saw that feather, I knew that the person wasn't right for me. It was more about like, okay, my intuition has been validated. You used to tease me about how I saw all these signs and think I was ridiculous, and then you've experienced something that you find strange too and synchronistic. And so I think the message for you guys is perhaps you're getting signs and symbols and you're not sure whether or not to kind of trust in that. Because I really only just, I've had this is a Native American dream catcher made by a Cherokee tribe. I got it when I was in St. Louis doing a residency. I'm part Native American, I'm part Cherokee, so it's very sort of special to me. And I've had it in a couple of the readings, but I've never like looked at that feather or mentioned it. So I do think it's significant for me to say it. So that's just, sorry. I also feel like this pile, I'm getting quite distracted by like lots of psychic messages before we even get into the proper reading. So you guys could be a bit distracted. You guys could be very high energy. You could also be very spiritual, because I'm very psychically like, I'm just getting a lot of downloads for you. So I'm sorry it's a bit of a chaotic beginning. I hope people go to the timestamp and not just where I start shuffling, because I'll miss all of this stuff. Okay, so this is your incantation though. Prayer to open roads. I invoke the power of the 4 elements, water, earth, wind, and fire. Come to me and clear any obstacles on my way. Open the waters, break the barriers, and move mountains. That I always have warmth, but not be defeated by it. Wind, carry with firm, consistent, but safely my wishes. Wherever I go, doors will open, and all my wishes will be granted. That whatever I need to fulfill my mission be granted to me. That the wise teachers walk with me and guide my progress through life. And that nothing, absolutely nothing, interfere with my needs or my person. Water, earth, wind, and fire, and your guardians. Come, open my roads. Sorry, I was getting like, it was very intense when I was doing that for you, when I was reading this for you. I was getting like a lot of, not interference, but I was getting a lot of spirit guides coming at the time that I was doing it, because obviously this video is timeless, so it means when you watch it, your energy is already here. So this pile, you are quite powerful, I feel. Because when I was invoking that, I was like, you know, it was quite intense. So I do think this is a spiritual pile, and I do think if you've been seeing signs, you need to pay attention. So now let's finally get on with the actual reading. I'm going to move the candle, and I'm just going to get a few cards. I feel already communication is going to be coming. but let's see. Pile 2. How do they feel? How does their person feel about them? 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 Just one more card. How does their person feel about them? Okay, so I feel like your person, let me just see something. Yeah. Your person has been looking at things from a different perspective. I wanted to check, but the cards are not upside down. My deck is upside down. So this is the right way around. So this way around. Your person has been thinking about this situation for quite some time, and they've got a kind of new perspective on it. They are enlightened by it. There was this stasis, but it was necessary. So there might have been a break in this kind of connection while this person was thinking a lot, but they're coming at things from a much more spiritual perspective, and they are seeing potential here. I'm hearing they're seeing things from a new perspective, and they're seeing things from a more spiritual perspective. They're seeing the kind of link between you. You are a spiritual pile. This is a spiritual connection, I feel. With the Fool card being here, they are wanting a new beginning with you guys. Pile 1 was about a new beginning too. This is a kind of more, they had Judgment though. You have the Fool, which is a more kind of light-hearted energy. I feel it's about taking risks, you know, the guy jumping over the cliff, not looking where they're going, trying to go back to a kind of more childlike or innocent kind of just greeting life as it comes, happy-go-lucky. It's like they've been in this kind of suspended state. They've gone within, they've been a little lonely, they've been a bit uncomfortable, they've grown a lot, and now they just want this fun new beginning with you. They want a new life. If this is someone you're in a long-term connection with, they could want a new beginning in terms of your dynamic. It could be that they want to go off in a different direction, but I feel for most people, this is because you've got the 3 of Cups here as well, which is a card of like friendship, light-hearted sort of celebration, having a lot of fun. So it's like this person's been through a lot. They've grown emotionally and spiritually. They're not ready for something sort of super serious with you guys at the moment, but what they really want is a fresh, new, fun beginning. Bring fun back into this relationship. If you've been out of contact for a long time, I do see contact coming. They're getting out of the Hanged Man energy. They're getting out of this static energy, and there's going to be this communication coming for sure. And it's going to be kind of fun and flirty and lighthearted. It could be kind of friends with benefits vibes, or just, you know, kind of celebratory fun. Maybe you're going to go for drinks. Maybe you're going to get a bit drunk. I don't know. Maybe you're going to hang out with friends. Maybe you're asking about a friend, because 3 of Cups is the card of friendship. If it's a relationship thing, it can be kind of like friends with benefits, or just a light-hearted, flirty relationship before it gets going into something serious. Or you could be asking about a friend and you're going to kind of be celebrating. For some of you, it could be third party, but I don't see it from the 3 of Cups by itself personally. But if you're in a third party thing, then yes, that could apply to you, that there's another person involved in this connection. But whatever it is, they want a new start with you. They want it to be fun. They want it to be fresh. Leave all of the baggage in the past. It is a spiritual connection, I feel. But you need to have maybe let go of some of the intensity of that. You know, with the Hanged Man, there is this element of enlightenment. They are growing, but that can be, maybe try to focus a little bit less on the 5D, more on 3D, more on fun, more on kind of fun energies and not such heaviness, to kind of enable this to change and shift the dynamic. If you've been in this stasis for a while, to shift the dynamic into something more fun and more enjoyable for everyone. You know, do say the incantation for the opening of pathways that I just did, because it could be that there's this block, because this is this spiritual connection and there was a lot of heavy energies going on, and you just need to open up that pathway to allow some kind of more fun energies into this. I recommend having fun with this person, being fun, being flirty. If they approach you in a flirty way, don't shut them down, kind of go with that. it may seem like it's worrying because like, oh, is this just a flirty thing? But I do see that there is more to this, that there is this spiritual bond, that there is this enlightenment, that you are growing as people, but that it kind of needs this refresh and just some of the kind of intensity taken down from the connection, if that makes sense. So that's everything. If you want a longer reading, more in depth, more personal, obviously this is just general reading, contact me. I specialize in relationship readings, in reuniting soulmates and twin flames, getting rid of karmic cycles you have with people, empowering you, helping you manifest true love and someone who is going to appreciate you. So do contact me if you know, if that's of interest. So I'm going to move on to pile 3. Okay. Hi, pile 3. So you were interested in or attracted to this pile for whatever reason. This is a turquoise. This is a very healing Native American stone. This is kind of, you know, this is everything to Native American belief. I'm part Native American. I love turquoise. I find it very soothing, very healing. It opens you up to your spirituality. It balances you. It calms you. Blue is also, you know, the chakra of communication. You might need to speak your truth. You might need to be more authentic to yourselves. I did say with the other piles, all the candles were anointed with juniper berry oil, which opens clear, honest communication with integrity, which is my intention for everyone. I'm also going to tell people a kind of spell or manifestation they can do for each candle. So for yours, there isn't a particular incantation with this candle, but this candle is the candle of attraction. So this is more about using your intention. This is about, I feel for you guys, manifestation. You might need to say some I am affirmations. I'm not going to put this stuff in the description box because each thing is specific to each pile. Of course, you can watch more than one pile to get that information, but I don't just want it at the bottom of the video that people could see it and not get the message, because it's important that each one is its own thing, if that makes sense. So for you, I would use I am affirmations. I would connect into God or goddess energy, depending on how you kind of see yourself. You know, it's not gender specific, it's just energy, but goddess energy is all about being open and receptive, allowing someone to come back to you, allowing someone to speak their truth. If you're asking how they are, allowing them to like honestly tell you, not having a barrier to that truth and honesty and authenticity. So you could say affirmations such as, I am loved, I am love, I am abundant, love flows freely to me. I am so grateful that I am this attractive magnet for love. I'm so grateful that I draw good people into my life. I am a sexy goddess. I am a goddess. I connect into goddess energy to create and manifest abundance, love, prosperity, joy, beauty in my life. You know, things like this. I do manifestation plans, so get in touch if you want to learn more about manifestation, but this is just a message for you guys to really think about that. I would just do, even just if you just do one of those, I am love, I am loving, I am loved. That's brilliant. That will instantly attract love and high vibration into your life. I was going to tell you guys about another spell that I do, but I might do another video on that. It's to do with rose petals, but it's quite deep magic, so I think it's better that I do a specific video on that. Some of my clients may have already had that spell from me within a manifestation package, but I think, you know, I'll leave that for another day. I think for you guys, just manifestation is key. So attraction is all about, you know, we attract what we give out, right? So if you want to attract love, you need to give out love. You can't expect to give out fear, anger, hostility, or just mixed messages and expect to have love returned to you. Oh, you could also, Anteros Lover Returned is coming to mind here. Maybe some of you are waiting for a lover to return. I don't want to get into that spell right now, though. If you are waiting for a lover to return, try to shift and manifest through the law of attraction. Look into it a little bit. I don't have time, obviously, to get into it now. But all of my clients will know what I'm talking about because I'm always saying to them. So I'm just going to create some space now. Thank you. Blow out this candle. Now we've had that message. And we can get on with the reading. So I'm just going to take a couple of cards, very quick reading. You can always come to me for a more in-depth personal reading if you need. So pile 3, current energy check-in. How is the person feeling? How is pile 3's person feeling about them? How do they feel about them? Okay, a few wanted to come out. Let me just get one. That's interesting. The Fool has come out now twice. Is that the... Yeah, that's the Fool. Any other message? Pile 3, how do they feel? All piles had this idea of a new beginning. Ooh. Oh, I was thinking, is it the Fool or is it the Magician? Because it's not in English, but it's the Fool. But I knew that the Magician was going to be there. That's so interesting, pile 3, because the Magician is all about manifestation. And I knew for you guys it was all about manifestation. So, okay, I've got a few. I'm going to turn the cards so you can see them. There's quite a few messages here. So, first of all, you've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is the card of the single, independent person. Can be masculine or feminine energy. Now here in this card, it's a different sort of interpretation of the cards, but that is the traditional meaning of the card. It's, well, here you see it's this woman who has a lot of kind of abundance. It's about being power person, you know, you're like in your power, you're doing your thing, you are manifesting, you're able to create the life you want for yourself. You don't need anyone else. So you've got a successful career, you are beautiful, you are attracting everything into your life that you could possibly want. So again, manifestation. So this person sees you as this powerful person that can manifest whatever they like. They're in their power. They don't need them. It could be that there was a kind of change in this dynamic where at one point you kind of really needed them and you were quite needy, and now you're in your power. And they're really seeing that. They're really seeing that you're not dependent on anyone or anything, and it makes you extremely attractive to them. As well as that, this is the Ace of... Sorry, not the Ace. Is it the Ace? No. The Prince... the Page of Swords. It's interesting that I was going to say Ace because that's all about communication, but I know that this is the Page of Swords. I just couldn't remember how to say it, you know, because in this deck it's the Princess of Swords, but it's the card of someone who's doing a lot of learning and research and behind the scenes checking out, checking up. Someone, in my opinion, who is like stalking you a little bit on the internet. So they're using social media. If you don't have social media, they're asking mutual friends. They're keeping tabs on you and they're keeping an eye on you because they want to know what's going on with you. It could be that you took a step back from this person and really concentrated on your own power, your own integrity. You connected into what it is that makes you happy, your truth. And you focused on yourself. You took the focus off them and how they feel about you and back onto yourself and how you feel about them, perhaps. And this is what I try to tell clients all the time. Don't think about how they feel about you. Think about how you feel about them. Very powerful. Do you want to be with this person? But whatever it is, it's making them very drawn to you. They are looking at you. They're not just looking at what you're doing. It's almost obsessional. You've got the Devil here. This is the card of someone who is quite addicted. It's a very sexual energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative energy. It's Capricorn's energy. But it's not so important, the star sign stuff. It's more this very intense sexual energy. So they could be feeling about you extremely sexually at the moment. They're very, very drawn to you. They may not want to be. They may be like, why am I still drawn to this person? Why can't I stop looking at their photos? You know, these cards, you saw them fly out, because I hate it when a lot of readers say these messages in their readings, and I feel like it's totally constructed because they've picked the cards before. But this is a clear message for you, and it aligns with the candle, and so I'm going to deliver it as I see it. They are checking up on you. They are obsessively thinking about you, and they are wanting to kind of communicate with you. You need to be a little bit wary, though, with the combination of the Magician and the Devil, that this could be a slightly manipulative person, because the Magician is all about manifestation. So I feel like this person sees that you've manifested a lot for yourself. They see that you're very powerful, in control. They may know that you're kind of spiritual and like you're able to do things. They may think, God, how is this person able to do things? They have this knowledge. I wish I knew. They could find it very intriguing, but maybe also a little scary, and like, ooh, is this kind of, what is this person into? But it can also warn of this idea of like slight manipulation going on here. So they do want to manifest this new beginning with you, but be careful that when they come to you, you know, remember what I said about this integrity and like this communication that's open and honest and with integrity. Make sure that they don't try to manipulate you when they come forward, and make sure that it's not just about sex. It is this deep sexual energy. But you want it to make sure that it's about more than just the fact that they've seen that you're strong and in your power, because they've been looking and checking up on you, and now they want to come back in and kind of almost like get some of that good energy of yours, like fill up on your good energy, or know how you've done this, like how have you done this, how can I do this, like they're intrigued. But make sure they don't just want to come back and kind of have a sexual encounter with you. I do see with the Fool card, of course, new beginnings, new communication, a new start. And it can be a message for you as well. If you want this new beginning of the Fool and the Magician, you got to manifest it though. So if you hear me talking about the Nine of Pentacles and you're like, that doesn't sound like me, it doesn't sound like I'm manifesting stuff, I don't feel like I'm in my power, in fact I feel the opposite, that's a message for you, that that's what you need to do. You need to get into your energy and your power, and that's how you'll get this new beginning with this person. And you can come to me and I'll do, you know, I do manifestation services for my clients. They are powerful. And it will, I always put the proviso that I attract in the person that's going to give you the best, you know, that's going to love you the most, rather than a specific person. But it will usually draws everyone to you. So people from your past, new people, someone that's probably for your highest potential. But there is something here for sure about manifestation. If you want this new beginning, manifest it. It could be that you've already done this through concentrating on yourself and being in your power. And that is what this channel is all about. Empowering people, people being in their power, in alignment, and manifesting what they truly want and desire, and is for their highest potential in life. So this is a great reading. This is a great final reading. I hope it resonates. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Put your energy into the channel. The more energy you put in, the more energy you get out. That's the intention. But thank you very much. I'm going to close down the energies now for all piles, wrapping everyone in universal love, protection, and sending them on their way with open hearts and minds, and opening pathways for communication with their people so that they can hear how they feel. Thank you.